Okay, let's keep going here. In this problem set, we're not going to do anything new. We're just going to reinforce what we've been looking at. Basically, making open sentences into true closed sentences and simplifying expressions. So for the review here, why don't you go ahead and do these? Go ahead, hit the pause button and see if you can do this first one. Okay, so what do you add to negative 3x to get positive 4x? It's going to have to be a positive number of x's. Aren't you going to have to add 3x just to get back to 0, plus an additional 4x so that it balances out to 4x here? So that gives you, what, 7x? That's what I get. Did you get that? Good. How about this one? This is a little more involved. See if you can hit the pause button, and this might take a couple of steps, but go ahead and hit the pause button and see if you can simplify this. Okay, now this skill of simplifying an expression and showing your work is really important for later on in the course. So even if you can do some of this stuff in your head, it's really good practice to force yourself to write everything down. Write the whole problem down on each step. Okay, we follow the order of operations, and we're going to add the 12 plus the negative 9 and get 3, right, inside the innermost parentheses. It would be okay, however, on the same step, since this is like a separate part of the problem, I'm going to go ahead and add the negative 3 plus the 5 also and get 2. So we get a 2 there. And we get a 3 there, and we write the whole problem down, see? Now inside the square brackets, you have negative 7 plus 3 times 3, so we do the multiplication next. 3 times 3 is 9. And I'm also going to multiply these two together and get 4. So I got 4 plus 5 times, this becomes a 2. Now I do the multiplication before the addition, so I get 4 plus 10, which is 14. Yay! Did you get 14? Alright, so what we're going to do here is just reinforce what we've been looking at. Let's first practice making open sentences into true closed sentences. Here you go. You want to make this a true closed sentence. Negative 3 plus something plus 5 equals negative 12. Remember, think of the equal sign like a balance. You're stuck with negative 12 here, so you got to put something in the box that makes this true. I'm going to use the commutative law and go ahead and combine those and get a 2. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. See how it becomes an easier problem? What do you multiply, what do you add to 2, I should say, to get negative 12? It's going to have to be a negative number, right? If you have $2 and then you go away, now you've lost 12. How much did you totally lose? Well, you totally lost 14, right? 2 plus negative 14 is negative 12, so that's the answer, negative 14. Let's keep on going. Negative 7 alpha. Let's see. Negative 7 alpha plus something equals 13 alpha. Think of alpha as A. Basically, it's a Greek A. Anyway, negative 7 alpha plus what equals 13 alpha? Well, it's kind of like what do you add to negative 7 to get 13? You have to add 20 alphas, right? 20A. Because it takes 7 alpha just to get back to 0, and then another 13 to get to 13. So total 20. All right, let's look at this one. This is where they get kind of tricky. You have to balance out to 7xy plus 8. And you have 3xy. So you got to put stuff in the box. Both of them have to balance. Let's look at the xy's first. You have to have 7xy, you have 3xy, so don't you need 4 more? Now in terms of the numbers, you have 8 on this side. I don't see any numbers on this side, so in order to balance out, don't you have to put an 8 in here also? So there you go, 4xy plus 8. So like I've been saying, if you think of them the right way, they're not that bad. Okay, so let's do a couple more and then I'll give you something to try. How about that? Negative 4 beta. Beta is like B. Negative 4 beta plus something plus 6 beta plus 3 equals 10 beta plus 11. Remember, this equals an equal sign is a balance. So you got to have 10 beta plus 11 on both sides. And you got to put stuff in the box that makes both sides equal to this. Let's combine the negative 4 beta plus 6 beta and get 2 beta first. So it's a good idea. If you can simplify, go ahead. So I add these two together, I get this. So let's do what we did before. Let's just look at each variable separately. Let's do the betas first. You have to have 10 beta. You got 2. How many do you need? 8. Good. Let's do the numbers now. You have to have 11. You got 3. What do you put inside the box? 3 plus what is 11? 8. So you get 8 beta plus 8. That's your answer. 8 beta plus 8. Good. All right, let's do a couple more. I guess one more. All right, remember, both sides have to balance out. By the way, like I've been saying, you're more than welcome to hit the pause button wherever you want. You get more out of this if you try it on your own instead of just watching me do it. You got to balance out to 8y plus 3. Let's do the 8xy, I should say, plus 3. So I can't combine these. They're not like terms. Let's just do the xy's first. You got 5xy. You want to get 8xy. How many do you still need? 3xy, right? Okay. Now, what about this y business? Do you see any y's over here? I don't. I don't see any y's. But there's 2y here. Gee, I sure wish there was something I could add inside the box that would get rid of that 2y since I don't have any here. How about negative 2y? That would do it, wouldn't it? Negative 2y. I'm not done. I still have to have a 3 on both sides. I have a 3 on this side. I don't have any numbers on this side, so I have to put a 3 on here too. Go ahead and check it now. The xy's add up to 8xy. The negative 2y cancels with this one, and then you have 3, so it works. Okay, well, let's see here. Why don't you go ahead and hit the pause button and try these 3. We'll go over them in just a minute. Okay, on this first one, did you combine the like terms first? So you have negative 5xy on the left side, but it has to balance out to 8xy. So how many do you have to put in here? I get 13xy. Check it. 13xy plus negative 5xy is 8xy. All right, let's keep on going. Now here, can you combine anything on the second one, number 7? Yeah, you can combine the x's. Negative 7x plus 1x is negative 6x. So I combine those. Now remember, I'm trying to make both sides balance out to negative 8x plus 3y. Let's do the x's first. You got to have negative 8x. You got negative 6x. So how many do I need? Negative 2x. I want 3y. I got 5y. So I got to get rid of a couple. How about adding negative 2y? That would do it, wouldn't it? So your answer would be negative 2x plus negative 2y. By the way, make sure you put stuff in the box. Make sure you go back to the original problem and fill the box in, right? All right, last one. Remember, you're trying to make this true. Okay, so I don't see any like terms anywhere, but let's just do one at a time. I want to have a net of 1 mn. I got negative 3 mn, so that means I have to put, what, 4 mn in here, right? I don't see any m's in here. I see 2 here, so I have to get rid of them. So I'm going to add negative 2m. And finally, I see a 3 here, so I'm going to have a 3 on this side. So that's your answer. It's going to be 4mn plus negative 2m plus 3. All right. Okay, let's shift gears here now and do some simplifying of expressions. Focus here is on good algebra skills, always writing the whole problem down and showing steps. This first one, you follow the order of operations, you're going to do the additions inside of the parentheses, right? Do this addition and this addition. Let's do that on the first step. Negative 14 and 22, when you add those together you get 8. Negative 5 plus 12, you get 7. Then when you do the multiplications, you get 32 plus 21, which comes out to be 53, right? Okay, let's do this one. Let's do one more, then I'll give you some to try. How about that? Here we look inside the innermost parentheses and you get negative 3 plus 8, which equals 5. Write the whole problem down. Make sure you don't drop a negative sign. Then you look inside the square brackets, you see 5 plus 2 times 5. Let's do the multiplication, it becomes a 10, right? Then we're going to add inside the square brackets, so we're down to here, negative 8 plus 4 times 15. Well, what we do next is we do the multiplication, get 60, and then negative 8 plus 60 is 52. Okay, well, why don't you hit the pause button, try these on your own. We'll go over them in just a minute. Okay, on that first one, did you work inside the innermost parentheses first? You write the whole problem down. This becomes a 6 inside of these parentheses. This also becomes a 6. Then you do the multiplications, 18 plus 12, final answer 30. How am I doing? On this last one, we work inside the innermost parentheses, right? And so you're going to get negative 6 plus 8, that becomes a 2. Write the whole problem down. So inside of these square brackets, you see negative 3 plus 2 times 2. Now 2 times 2 is 4. See how it becomes easier as you go? Read it back if you get confused. Negative 5 plus 4 times negative 3 plus 4. So inside the square brackets, you just get a 1. So negative 5 plus 4 times 1, you do the multiplication next, and you You get negative 5 plus 4. The answer is negative 1. Well, there you are. So keep working hard, and if you get stuck on anything, I would ask you to go on with the rest of your homework and ask your teacher in class tomorrow. Make sure you ask questions. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.